Okay, most of this should actually just be... Okay, so generating a sequence first of all. We have terms in a sequence. First term, second term, third term. So if I asked you to generate the sequence and the rule was 2n plus 1, then when I am trying to work out the first term, the value of n would be 1. When I'm working out the second term, the value of n would be 2. When I'm working out the third term, the value of n would be 3. Okay, are you happy with that idea so far? So the 10th term, the n will be 10. So to work out the first term, if n is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. For the second term, when n is 2, 2 times n is 2, plus 1 is 5. For the third one, 2 times n is 6, plus 1 is 7. Okay, so that's how you generate a sequence. Okay, so first three terms for that one, 3n minus 2. What would the first three terms be? 1.
3, 4.
It would be 4 because if n is 2, 3 2s are 6, take away 2 is 4. And then?
7.
Okay. Do you spot anything between the rule and the sequence? Yes. Yeah, it's going up in threes and it says 3n at the front, so that's something to spot. Okay, so this one, 2n minus 3. What would it be? Minus 1. Next one would be 1. Excuse me. And the next one would be 3. Okay, so that's quite easy. So finding the nth term rule, when you've got a sequence, can you be quiet? When you've got a sequence, you need to be having a look at what that sequence is going up in. If it's an nth term rule, we're going to start off and we've got an n in the sequence. So the sequence is going up in 2s. 2s. So you can see it's going up in 2s each time. So it's going to be 2n. Okay, how do you work out what would be added or subtracted to that? Go on.
First one is 1.
Yeah.
So it would be like
2 times 1.
2 times 1
So 2 times 1 is 2, and I need
plus 1.
I need 3, so I need to add 1 to it. Now, interestingly enough, you might notice that if you went back a term, that would actually tell you what needs to be added or subtracted on. Okay, does that make sense? As if you like, you're looking at like the 0 term in the sequence. Okay, so let's have a look at another one. 5, 8, 11, 4, 17. What do we think the rule for that one would be? Anybody? 3n plus 2. Okay, so it's going up in 3s. 3n, and the previous term would have been 2, so 3n plus 2. So this one here, 2, 5, 8, 11, and 14.
3.
So 3n and minus 1. Well done.
But what if it doesn't start like that close? What if it starts
What do you mean?
Like 60?
At 60,
Yeah.
that'd still be okay.
And you could go back and figure out what that is.
Let's say the sequence was 60, 65, 70, 75. So it's going up in 5, so it'd be 5n.
Yeah.
And if you came back 5 from 60, it would be at 55.
So it'd be plus 55.
Yes. Okay. So what would it be on this one? Can you do this one?
Me?
Yeah.
5.
So 5n
Plus 3.
plus 3. Brilliant. Okay. Right. So very quickly, I'm just going to run through this one. Who can tell me this one before it appears?
4 and 10.
4n take 3.
Why does it take?
Okay, so is the term 117 going to be in that sequence? Who thinks yes? Who thinks no? Is 117 going to be in that sequence?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because there's 17 in that
That doesn't mean 117 would be in it.
Because 120 goes to 4 and you got minus 3, you can 120 minus 3.
Say all that again.
find 100, the closest number to 117 that goes in 4 is 120. If you go
Okay, so you've said that 4 times 30 is 120,
And because you term your minus 3, you take 3 from 120.
and then you've taken 3 off that and found that's 117. So what you're saying is the 30th term in the sequence would be 117. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Is there another way of doing that? Yes.
Just add 3 divided by 4.
Yeah, so what you could actually do, you can make an equation out of this. If you put that equal to 120 and then solve that as an equation, so if you add 3 to both sides, oh sorry, it's 117 I asked, didn't I? 117. That would give you 120, then you divide by 4 and that gives you 30. So if it comes out as a whole number, then you know that that's in the sequence. What about then 316? Is 316 in the sequence? What would I do to work that out? 316, is it in the sequence? What do I do? Go on. Oh no, you did the last one. What do you think I'd do? I want to see if 316 is in that sequence. What shall I do first of all?
Would you make that equal to 300? Yeah.
Yeah, make it equal to 316. Then,
Add 4 and see.
Add
No, add 3
3.
and see which is divisible by 4.
brilliant. So if I add 3, then I've got 4n equals 319.
Which won't be bullet because it's not.
And then I can't divide that by 4, can I? Because when I do 319 divided by 4, it's not a whole number.
So if that was plus 3, you'd have to take 3.
If that said plus 3, then I would take 3. It's just a simple 2-step solving of an equation. So if it comes out to a whole number, it is in the sequence. If it is not a whole number, it is not in the sequence. Okay? Are we happy with that? Okay? Today should be just a revision of sequences, and you should find the work today quite easy. Okay. Sometimes you get these as patterns. Okay, so nth term rule from patterns. So if you were given this sequence of patterns, you tend to be asked first of all to write down the next pattern in the sequence, which would be,
Minus 5 basically.
Do you draw the next one?
you'd have to draw the next pattern in the sequence, and then if you were asked to find the nth term rule, then you count whatever it is in that sequence. So here it's smiley faces, so 3, 5, 7, and then what would that give us as the nth term rule?
3n plus 2.
What's it going up in? So it'd be 2n, 2n, oops, plus 1.
You're backwards from 3 goes to 1.
Okay, if you come back from 3, come back by 2,
Yeah.
it would give you 1.
Right.
Or what you could say is for the first term, when n is equal to 1, 2 times 1 is 2, and what do you add to 2 to get to 3? 1. And you can check that on the next one. When the second term, n is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Okay, who can tell me what's the 10th term in the sequence? Lucas? What's the 10th term in the sequence? No. For the 10th term, what's the value of n going to be? Well, in the first term, the value of n is... And in the second term, the value of n is... No, the value of n. In the first term, n is 1. In the second term, n is 2. In the third term, n is 3. So in the 10th term, n would be 10. So 2 times 10 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Okay? So in the 50th term, what would the number be? Put it? In the 50th term, who said that? Yeah, 101. 2 times 50 is 100, plus 1 is 101. Are we happy how to find a term in the sequence? So, you should be able to generate, you should be able to find an nth term rule, and you should be able to find whether a term is in the sequence. Happy? Yeah. Okay.